Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. It's the Chix and Confidence Real Table Talk Show. Yes. And it's episode 7.
Yes, it is.
And we're back. 7. We came back with some grace and grit.
Yes, we did. Look at that.
How good is that? My name is Juanides, for those of you who may not remember.
And I'm Sally Almonte.
I'm Alexa Martinez.
Nora Zascona. And we are back.
We are the Chix and
We are Chix and Confidence with the Real Table Talk Show.
That's what we are.
Thanks for joining us.
We're back from a vacation, and we wanted to touch base with you guys and kind of do a behind-the-scenes realness of what really happens when we go away on these trips. And this is my 5th trip.
Yes.
This is my 5th trip.
Your 5th, my 7th.
My
And
6th.
wow.
How about
oh my
you?
God.
I have one less than you, so this was my 4th. I thought it was more.
No, because
Well, you're not counting leadership, so probably
4th.
it feels like more because of leadership.
This
But
was my
what
4th trip. Sorry.
Yeah, one of the things that that stands out the most for us after this incredible vacation, which is also a work trip, was the bond as a married couple and a family unit. And so we thought that because of the response and the messages that we've been receiving, we thought that we would touch not only on how amazing the trip was, but on that. Because I think it's powerful.
We get to go on these trips either by ourselves, with our couple, with our significant others, or we get to bring our kids. So what we do, as smart women that we are, we do one trip with our significant others, our hubbies, and then another trip we bring the kids. So we interchange it, and like that everybody is happy. But to be very honest with you, my favorite ones are the ones that we come as a couple. Yeah,
but this one was special because I feel like when it's a cruise, the kids are able to be a little more independent because there's so much for them to do.
And it was because of that we chose for
Yeah.
the cruises to be the ones that the kids come along, because they haven't been to I haven't taken none of my kids to the actual resorts.
Me either.
So,
No, I
but
haven't.
being that it was on a cruise, it felt more family oriented, and they had so many activities that they can do that it felt fine for them to come along. And I have to say that just being able to bring the kids with you and like seeing them put things like tangible, because they see that we work, and usually our work relies on our phones or relies on our computers. They don't really see that
They see you on
interaction.
webinars, they see you going to events, but they don't realize that that's all. Also, you're also going to be rewarded with this family vacation.
With the trip, and what does the work you do entail? So at this trip, right, we had a TV, and in the TV, whatever was happening in the trainings or night activities, the comedies, all of those things was being streamed on the TV. So while we were getting ready, the kids would always turn on the TV, and they would always listen to like the trainers talk about the upcoming things, or other coaches talk about how they lead their business. And to me, it was amazing to hear them, Joelle and Noemi, talk about what they were listening to. And at some point, Noemi would turn to me and be like, "Oh, Mommy, this is what you were talking about. Oh, Mommy, that's what you did." And that means so much to me, because she sees that I do some calls at night, and she knows, are you having a call tonight? And are you going? And then now she sees the physical interaction and what is it that Mommy is doing. So that helps.
And not only that, the fact that we work from home, I mean, the reality is that when you have a business from home, it's hard to disconnect. It's hard to set business hours. And for our kids to finally be able to not only experience a vacation with us, but to also see us disconnect. Like, we all disconnected. Like, we barely had Wi-Fi. We would get on really quick just to post some stories for you guys. But in all, guys, like, we had the time to be completely present in our kids' lives.
And they appreciate it now, coming back from the trip. They see, like, oh, you're going to go back to work. And now it's easy
And
to
where are we
say.
going? And where are we going
And
next?
sure, Mommy, and excuse me, I'm sorry, are you on a call?
Yes.
Like, they respect
Yes.
it so much more. They have a bigger understanding of what it is that we do, because they get to see the people that are behind the screen. And that is just priceless.
I agree.
And now they know, like, oh, okay, so you're gonna get together with this one, or the next trip is that, and they already know that the next trip we're going to Punta Cana, and they're not coming.
Mine doesn't know yet.
Oh, my kids know.
Oh, we always tell them ahead of time. So that was one of the highlights for me. And from when I was a teacher, I would bring Joel and Noemi like on concert nights, because those were my later nights, and I liked for them to see the work that went in preparing for those concerts. So it's like bring your child to work day, and this felt like that, but it also felt like I am not dividing my life with my work. It's one and the same.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about this opportunity and this sisterhood and the family that we have created, because you guys were all strangers to me, and I remember going to my first cruise, which was, I didn't go with Norris, and it was you guys, and I really went with my kids by myself, and I remember sitting next to you and kind of bonding with you, because we had two girls, and Maya was about Joel's kind of in between age, so it was almost like Maya, Noemi, and Joel were getting along, and we were like, okay, so let's get to know each other, right? So that was our first kind
I
of
was the
encounter.
mean girl. I don't know how I felt about that one.
But
That's an
another
inside
topic.
joke, another topic. No, you know, one of the really special things about cruises, and I love that you brought that up, is that I feel like I don't know about you girls, but I didn't grow up traveling. Like, travel for us was if mom was, you know, going to DR to visit somebody that was sick or something. It was never like, okay, we're going on vacation. So to be able to experience my son, so for me it's a little bit of a different experience, because Maya, I know you can relate, and Jeremy are already 12, so they're able to do a lot of the teen stuff. So just watching my little guy be like a little man, walking around with his own little key, and being able to go to restaurants on his own, and then the time that we would spend together at dinners, like I saw myself saying a lot of the times when we were at dinner, like, wow, my son is going to make one woman really happy, because not only is he learning etiquette, like, he is a well-traveled child. This kid has been on so many vacations because of this opportunity, but not only that, he was ordering like steak and like expensive steak,
and we sat them on a separate table,
and they would enjoy the
they
conversation.
would order on their own, right?
That was special.
That was your idea.
That was my idea. They all owe me a drink.
Yes, what we did
So
was,
share
so
about
that you
that.
know, Norris, tell them a little bit, because they
So,
don't know.
as they're sharing, just to add to that, it's beautiful when you connect with other people that are like-minded, right? So we get that, and that's where this whole sisterhood has come about. But to see it now spill over into our treasures, because our family is our everything, right? And to see these kids bond the same way that we've been able to bond through these years is something that was just beautiful to see. And one night we were trying to sit all together. We were a very large group, and I saw this table. I'm like, why don't
And everybody was getting stressed because
we were stressed because we want to be, you know, the whole crew together. And I'm like, why don't the kids sit together and enjoy their meal and have their own you know, enjoyment and conversations? And they loved the idea. And you know, the kids are real, and they're as real as it gets. No one said a but, and if
Oh my
no
God,
one,
they were like loving it. They were
they
like,
didn't have
it was
a
sense of
tantrum.
relief.
It was just a matter of like, yes.
And that was the first time that they got, like, because you know, at first kids, they are very shy. And because they were sitting at this table, they had no other way out other than talk to each other. So now, after that encounter, now they wanted to spend more time together.
Yes, that was
And
like what
they're
set the
creating
tone.
now a relationship outside of their norm, but we're also teaching them by example that it's okay to network, to socialize, and to build
make friends.
relationships and to make friends.
Yep.
That will later on will become more than family, because this is what these ladies are, and they've seen that in us, and now they're replicating it. And that in itself, to me, was the cherry on top.
It was priceless.
You found you then after that, now we didn't have to like think, okay, well they're gonna sit on that table. Now they were the ones requesting, when are we gonna get together and what can we do? And they were looking for like rooms in which they could have
they
like,
could
their
go hang
fun
out
and
after
hang out.
video games and all that. It was cool. And you know what else I saw in them? I also saw that they were like ordering what they wanted. Like, some of them would have dessert before dinner, and I'm like, just do what you want.
Life is short. Have
yeah,
dessert first.
Anel's husband, she's out here. Anel's husband saw that somebody brought a virgin pina colada to our table, and he's like, "Well, I don't want that," and I'm like, "Well, my daughter loves pina colada." So he immediately offered it, and her eyes just like they became like little stars emojis, like, "Oh my God, for me, yes, for you," because to me, like Norris and I had the blessing that our parents retired to Dominican Republic in the 80s, in 85. So we lived more or less like the vacation lifestyle growing up. So to us, it is very important to expose the kids to the same type of experience that we had growing up. Because I think it makes you a different person. Like,
it does.
You know, in Spanish se dice que no se te llenan los ojos fácil. Like, when you are exposed to things like that, like, you don't get amazed by, wow.
And I think it's so much more than that. I also feel
that
it gives you
vision
that the possibilities are endless as long as you work, because the work has to be there. The
Yeah.
grit is part of the process. You cannot expect these types of trips without the work.
No.
And we're showing them day in and day out that, yes, mommy's working, mommy's doing all these meetings, she's networking, she's doing these events, she's constantly on the go, but the results of it, the blessings of it, now we all get to enjoy. And I find that in itself is action driven, because a lot of times we wish and we dream that we want to give our families everything, but dreaming won't get you there.
Exactly, and we're living in that type of a world where kids are getting exposed to social media
They're
young.
so spoiled.
Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, an influencer, and yeah, that's all beautiful and great, but there is a lot of work that goes into that. And, you know, so a lot of people have been asking, you know, what do we do on these trips? And what people don't know, so for those that don't know, Chix and Confidence, we're a sisterhood, a friendship that came together through our network, our business, the company that we are ambassadors with, which is Beachbody. And one of the things, and we normally don't talk about our company on the show, but today we wanted to talk about that because it's special. We came back from a trip that we were rewarded for, and they deserve the credit. And so many people were asking, well, you know, don't you spend a lot of money on those ships? Well, reality is that based on your work ethic and what you do and how many people you help, you also get some cruise dollar accumulated in your account when you get on this ship. And it was pretty cool. So I got the best of both worlds. I was able to bring my brother on the ship with his daughter, which is my niece, and I also brought my son, my little guy, and my husband. And they were in awe because there was some money to spend. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the things, you know, some people have never been on these ships. And some of the things that we did couples massages, we did nice dinners, you know, we were by the pool, we were to parties. And so what that did, guys, was that created an incredible bond between our husbands. And so now we're going to go in, so now we're big on our kids, but guys, you know how hard it is as married couples to find other married couples that you can build a friendship with? And I'm going to tell you something that I know. So I'm also a divorced woman. I've been married before, and I was blessed with an incredible husband. I got a second chance at doing it right. And so one of the things that I learned through a lot of growth was that when you are married, you should always try to be friends with other married couples. It'll prevent a lot of marital problems. And we've been blessed with the most incredible friendships. Now, they're a little rough around the edges, I will say. They don't just let anybody in, you know, but that was created on their own, right? Like, their friendship was all on their own, and it started off on these trips a couple of years ago when we were at a massage. And I was thinking about that, where they just became friends. And let me just tell you, if there was a way for them to get rid of us on this trip, they would have. Not in a bad way, but they just enjoyed their company.
They had this
so
romance
much.
going
Yeah,
on.
really.
They had their own chat.
Yeah, they had their own little chat. And then it was nice to see that Anel and Deslane's husbands, who are not always on the trip, were able to experience this. They're actually watching us right now. And there was a couple other husbands also that got to bond with them in the parties and stuff. And so I just wanted to bring that up because I know a lot of people see, you know, what goes on, and they see the pictures, and they're not realizing that there is a lot of love and a lot of connection happening between our families, and it's a very well blended unit, and we are forever blessed.
Yes, we are. And I think that it also allows the whole family to have more belief in what we do.
Yes.
I think that a lot of times in this business that we do, there's a lot of talk, but then there's not a lot of results. And I find that when they're there, they're like, they see the bigger vision, the bigger picture of, this is a lifestyle, this is what she does, but at the end of the day, it's benefiting our family. Like there's things to appreciate.
It
from
helps
the work.
them become a little less hard on us as well, because then they see that it's not just their wife.
Right, because
That's
then they
working.
talk
Yes.
amongst themselves.
Like they're not alone.
And they're like, oh, your wife does that too? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, she does that
They
too.
relate.
I thought it was only mine. Oh, no, está bien, entonces. And it's just interesting to see, like, that relationship. Because, you know, when you, as you said, like, you're a married couple, it's very, it's a very tricky situation because you don't bring just anyone into your circle. So when you go to these events, it's your opportunity to learn from other couples and interact with others and become better in other ways too. Because then it's like, from there, now we have dates that we're going to be going to do afterwards that would not have happened had we not gone.
They want to enjoy the Mets that are playing on the
they
court.
make their own.
They make their own dates, and it's where relationships are built. They grow, and we grow as a team, and their relationships also become stronger, which is a beautiful thing.
But it starts with our relationship.
Right.
So because our relationship and our friendship is so powerful, it's like a force that just spills over to them. And then any conflicts or troubles that they may feel that their marriage is having, it all just goes away, because when they're together, they see that it's really all the what is it? The grace and grit. Like it all comes down to that. It comes down. Then they go from seeing us like, oh my God, all she wants to do is work. Maybe she doesn't love me anymore, or maybe she doesn't want to be with me anymore. Then it goes from, wow, she's working hard and hustling to get us on these trips, to rekindle the love, to feel that connection. I told my husband, I'm like, I feel like I love you more after this trip.
Because don't you feel like you come back refreshed? And
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people are like, oh my God, it's so stressful to go on vacation. I can't take time off because it's so expensive. I can't do this, I can't do that. But I think it's necessary to take a break from your daily life, hustle and bustle, and just go on a date with your husband, go on vacations when possible, because you're gonna come back refreshed. And yes, this was a business vacation, family trip. But at the same time, we had some moments where we were able to just disconnect and just be with ourselves.
Yep.
This lady is saying that she got to connect a lot with you. Isn't that amazing?
I haven't spoken yet, but I'm like,
that she was first.
No, that was one of my highlights. Like she said, it was one of her highlights. I actually thought it was one of mine because she totally made the trip.
This lady.
Oh my God.
She was so much fun. So this lady's been with us. We've been on the same team for many years now, and it's like we've grown up together with this lady,
and
right?
you know what? Sometimes you sit down with all these group of women, you think that I see this lady and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cute, she's so amazing. She thought I was a bitch.
Well, the thing
and
is,
that's hit me hard. I'm like, really?
But she loves you.
If you don't, I didn't know you right at the beginning.
Oh, wait,
I would also. I agreed with this lady.
Oh, this is gonna get interesting.
I agreed with this lady because when I met you back in 2014, was it that we went on the first
I feel
cruise?
like the naive mom. Like I just think
I
everybody gets along.
felt like you were very like privona, like what we say privona. But then it wasn't that you're privona, it's just that you're very to yourself, like shy in that sense. Donde tú no te metes, donde no te llaman.
She's a little introverted.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
so.
I didn't know I had introvertness in me. I guess I do.
And then you come off that way, but once you get to know you, it's different.
It's okay. I've never given good impressions, first impressions. I always have that.
Me too.
Mean girl.
People think I'm a bitch, and then when they get to know
it's a
me,
bitch resting face.
resting bitch face.
It's a resting bitch face.
I just don't want to smile too much because I want to get wrinkles.
Who walks around
I'm gonna use that one.
smiling everywhere they go? Like,
I've always been told that, even when I was a kid.
but then we're like, we're like.
She walks around smiling every
Diego me decía a mí, y tú tienes que estar enseñando los dientes, ¿a dónde quieres que tú hables? Pero yo no sé reír, estoy enseñando los dientes.
Oh my God! So let me just.
That was
So now
amazing. That really
I want to
was
go into another part of this. So one of the things we've been thinking about, a lot of people and a lot of so I was stopped a lot on the ship because it's obvious that our friendship and our team is this big blended family. Like everybody thinks we're just one big family. Like everybody thinks they're my cousins and my family, and it was a lot of us, you know. And so one of the things people always ask me is, like, when they're looking from the outside in, and they're like, a lot of you watching are probably in the network marketing business, whether you're a Beachbody coach or not, and or you just want to be an influencer or brand ambassador, and you're probably thinking, well, how can I strengthen my team? How can I even create something like that? And honestly, I'm gonna be really, really, really honest with you. The importance of friendship is critical. Okay, and for me, it was hard to see it that way in the beginning. But one of the things I started off with when I started working on myself in my first 2 years of building this business is that I had to find forgiveness. I was one of those people, kind of similar to Millie and Norris and Unides, that I didn't trust too much. I didn't have a lot of female friends, and I think that's why we have such a strong bond, because we didn't grow up having a bunch of friends. And I don't have like a lot of siblings. It was just me and my brother until my sister came along. And so for me, it was hard to actually understand that in order to build a business, you had to trust, let the guard go, and let the ego go, and work with an open heart and from a place of love. And I'm not going to say you're not going to get hurt. You will get hurt. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, getting hurt does it matter, because I have this, right? And so I was willing to take the risk of getting hurt to find true friendship. And that's what our team is really based on, and that's what these trips do for us. It strengthens our friendship, and it strengthens our team and our success. And so we came back, looking for other women to join us, to join forces with us. Our next trip is Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. And you guys,
can bring your kids if you want. You can bring your kids.
Yeah, but
we're not.
You're gonna miss out on a lot if you do.
And so we're gonna be focusing for the rest of 2019. We're gonna be focusing on increasing our family unit, and we're gonna be doing things that involve our children and our spouses. And if that's something that's attracted to you, reach out to any of us, whoever you're connected to on this liver. It's not just about the trips. We're going to be doing a lot of other things. Summer's coming, and I know our list is jam-packed with all the things we want to do. And I mean, that's all I have to say on that part. If you're looking to bond, if you're looking for a family environment, we're the girls. We are definitely the girls. Chix and confidence.
And I want to say something. So these trips are not the only times our husbands get together.
Nope.
Like, they were seriously at some point wondering when we're leaving to Summit, because they're gonna have their annual barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are getting together on Thursday.
I love that.
They're gonna go to the Mets game. They have this whole.
They have a chat. Like, seriously, we have a chat and they have a chat.
Yeah.
Like, Diego says to me when I asked you for Diego's number, he's like, "Yo, Diego's not answering me," and I'm like,
"He changed his number."
Yeah, he goes, "He changed his number." I said, "Like, ¿cuándo tengo yo el número de Diego?" I don't know. So give me like some meetings.
And then two of them are named the same, so it's freaking confusing as fuck.
Diego and
we need to name one of them something else.
It's the cutest.
And we also have Fit Clubs, which reminds me, we are having an upcoming Super Saturday weekend, actually.
Yes.
April 13th. So if you're curious to know what is this whole hype about, what is this whole community about, or what is it that we're talking about, don't be shy. Join us. It's going to be on Saturday the 13th in Queens, New York. We can also send out the info and get to know us on a personal level. Bring your kids. Let's have a blast. And
no strings attached.
No strings attached.
And we also have a Chix and Confidence event a little bit after that. In May, which we will put the link in the comments. So we're going to ask you to ask questions. We're going to open it up for questions. But in the meantime, Unides, I want you to ask them this question, or go into this while they ask questions. Who can attend these trips? So while Unides talks about that, guys, please ask some questions. We would really, really appreciate it. It does a lot for us when you guys ask questions, because it gives us ideas.
So basically, I didn't even know this was possible, but when you become a partner with the business, so you are an ambassador,
yes.
You want to call yourself
a brand ambassador with the company.
With the company. You believe in the products, you share what it's doing for you, and you help other people get results the same way that you have received results.
So basically, you have to get results, and while you're getting results, you're sharing your journey, kind of like what an influencer does. Right. So you're using yourself, your journey, to influence others.
To influence others in a positive way. And what better way than
That's just
to hold yourself accountable, earn income on the side, earn yourself an opportunity to go on trips that you can earn by helping people. So on a monthly basis, we set a goal to help a number of people. It's usually between 3 and 5. And then as long as you do that, you earn points towards the trip.
Cruise dollars or trip dollars.
So there is work. It's not given to you for free. And there's a consistency that comes through that. But with the accountability and the support of the group, we are here to help you do that. And then basically, if you are available the day that the invite goes out, so right now, you can actually, if you are already a part of the team, you can register for the next trip and be there when it becomes available. Like just purchase.
So yeah, basically you sign up and you will be invited based on your efforts,
work
you know,
and
your
effort.
work.
So it's like right now you would be getting on what we call the wait list, and then as soon as you continue to show that you are working towards the goal and earning the trip, then the company will send you, okay, so you're ready to sign up, and here is your link, and go for it. And then we see you in Punta Cana next spring break.
How beautiful is that? And so I will share that from being a former stop and go my whole life, besides the fact that there was a business behind this, the biggest reason why I stayed committed to my journey is because not only was I being compensated for it, but I was also going to be rewarded this trip and cruise dollars and trip dollars and all that goodness. And that was an incentive and a motivation that helped me find. So people always ask, well, I'm not, consistent. How do I find my consistency? Where your consistency comes from your work ethic, and your work ethic will give that to you. And so I went from being a stop and go to now being on every single trip, getting rewarded for it, getting cruise dollars, being able to bring my family. And so my goal is to not only be able to bring my brother, but to also be able to bring my mom one day on one of these trips.
That's what we want to do.
We want to bring our parents and our brother, actually.
Yeah.
So brothers on the list to
So
come.
we work hard for that, right? And
those are the incentives that keep us working hard. Just not because it's something for us, but we're also giving back to our family for their time and also their efforts. At the same time, we're also encouraging our team to come so that they can experience it with their family. So it becomes like a snowball effect of positive influences happening in your life all around it.
So let me ask you something really quick while they ask questions. Guys, are the questions coming? So one of the things that I thought were super powerful was like, so for my first trip, my first trip, I was by myself. And I was very lonely, and I was like, my biggest goal was to come back with the team, and boy, did we bring it. But then your first trip, also, you wanted to bring your sister. And so when you guys see us on these team calls, and we're always empowering our team, it's because who wants to be on a trip by themselves? So that's why our mentorships and our team growth is like, what's motivating you, right? Besides qualifying for the trip, now you're helping your team qualify for the trip. So how was that for you and your sister?
Extend the circle that way. For me, it's like, I know how hard Norris worked for corporate. I know how hard I worked for my Board of Education job. And we never get told, like, oh, if you work this amount, you're going to earn yourself a trip to go there. Or it's just you work and you get paid and you go home. And as a teacher, okay, wow, I got paid and I got my vacations covered. Ooh, my summer's off, but whatever, it's a long story. But either way, knowing that I was at these trips and with the cruise dollars, I can go and get myself a massage. I can purchase the drink packages. I can go on tours and get have that cash for me to spend. I know that Norris and her family would take advantage of the same and do the same with their kids. So for me, that was like, okay, let me share this opportunity because that's a gift that she can use and do for her. But she had to work for it, and she did. And since then, she's never missed another trip. Because I think it's like once you taste it, once you taste being rewarded for your hard work and effort, it gives you like an extra sense of confidence.
Absolutely.
Like I did that.
It does, and it's like
the rewards that come about it, and I'll just share this real quickly because we have to go. We took a leap of faith. I know that I did. I resigned from my 9-year tenure from a very cushy job believing without my eyes, just stepping forward from what I saw the growth in the team, right? I believed without seeing, but that's scary. And that's a risk that we took as a family. A lot of sacrifices took place. So for me, the trip was so much more. It was the reward of my hard work and stepping in to something new, and then realizing that I did it, and that's why I've consistently shown up and worked for it, because my family deserves so much more.
Absolutely.
I deserve it too. Like,
that's such an amazing experience when you see them walk on that boat. Like I got to experience when we walked in. So Saudi mentioned before, depending on the level, like the amount of people you work, the level, like, you know, you guys hear diamonds and you hear star diamonds, you're like, what the hell is all of that? And you see recognition every month and you're like clueless. If you see that we're posting something, we're celebrating somebody, is because that person has grown their team that much more, and they have shared this opportunity or shared the simple shake, what we all thought was a shake.
Yeah.
So Saudi, most of you guys know, has reached a level in this company that in New York, I don't think there's any other 15-star diamond in New York, right?
Not in New York City.
Not in New York City. So
Definitely the first Latina.
Yeah,
New York City.
that was powerful. Like when she says it, I get chills because there's not enough of us doing this. I got to experience when her family walked on the boat, and there's what we call elite coaches, right? And Saudi is one. Our team is an elite team. And when her husband and her son saw her name around this floating bar, it was powerful. He looked like he did so, yeah, it was so cute. He was like, and then Diego, who had a couple of drinks, was like, oh, like, thank God.
And you know what I love too was that your daughter is. I love how she observes, and she's like, "Mommy, you're gonna be there next year." And she said it with this serene, you know, like she was so confident about it. And it's like I saw it in her. Like, how does a kid believe in their mom like that? There's something that she's seeing every single day. You know, the fact that you got your family on that trip and that you qualified for that, all that stuff, guys, is work. And all of you can do that too. So, Millie, before we go, I know that most people here watching know that you used to go on a lot of cruises prior to Beachbody.
Well, how many have you been on?
She's like, I think she made 30 platinum member. Like, she's been on 30 cruises.
No, this is like my 11th.
11. But 30 days, you've been on 30.
Royal Caribbean 30.
Okay.
So we actually just became platinum on this cruise.
So tell us a little bit about, like, really quick to close it out. Like, what's the difference now for you to now? Because I feel like now you don't plan too many trips because you know you can earn them.
You know what? I haven't planned. It's crazy. But one of my cousins sent me a message 2 months ago, and she's like, "Mira, are we planning a family cruise anytime soon?" And I was like, "What?"
Join my team.
Like, yeah. No, we're not actually. But you know, I was telling Unity something yesterday. One of our really good friends, her husband called my husband yesterday, and I was listening in, and he's like, "Yo, so how was it?" And he was like, "Dude, there is never," and you know we've gone on a lot of cruises. He said there is no cruise like a Beachbody cruise.
It's so much fun.
And I was like, oh, he's so. He said it's just something different. Everybody is positive.
Well, when it's chartered,
in a good mood.
When you're chartered, like guys, I don't know if we mentioned this. Like a big part of
that a lot actually.
So for those that don't know, Beachbody charters this ship just for the network. That's how many coaches. We're not there with random strangers. This is the entire Beachbody community. Only Beachbody coaches are on this trip, and that is impressive.
The coaches, corporate, the trainers, which was my biggest highlight.
Oh my God, yes, my son yesterday.
You saw me do something out of my character.
Oh yeah.
So Saudi and I are in a test group, and I am in love with the trainer, and when I saw her in the elevator, she was standing in front of the elevator. I'm like, I'm going to say hi, and Saudi's like, I'm not. She's tired. People are driving her crazy. I'm like, I have to. And how long did we talk to her for?
She was so sweet. She almost got teary-eyed with us. It was so powerful. We should post the video in the bottom here so people can see and connect. But you know what was cool? Yesterday when we were working out, Jeremy's like, I saw her like 5 times, Mom. I was like, oh, that's so cute. All right, so we're going to go.
We can talk forever, as you can tell.
We see no questions here.
We appreciate your time and effort. Next Tuesday, we will be back, and we are going to come back with our heavy deep dive topics. We have some that are pending, and I believe we were going to pick on from our careers. So we will be back Tuesday at 12, so set your alarm so that you can be with us. And if you feel like someone you know is going to be benefited from the conversation we had today, share this video with them. I think it is important that we don't keep things to ourselves. If it did something to you, it will do something to them as well.
You belong here.
And
if you have one friend who's been complaining about not being able to take a vacation because you can't afford it, for this video,
or who's overwhelmed and overweight, you know, like really quick we'll end it. Like I lost 100 pounds and built an incredible empire in 8 years. Like if I would have went back to school and got a degree in 4 years, I probably would still be overweight. I'd be in debt, and here I am with an incredible friendship, you know, healthy, happy in my own skin, and financially free. And for you, you know, you dropped.
I've dropped 50 pounds.
Wow.
And because of this opportunity, I thought I needed to lose weight. And what I did was I learned that there was much more there for me to take. And since then, I've left my teaching career. I have doubled, maybe tripled, my teaching salary. And I'm able to stay at home and work from home at the freedom of my own time. And I don't think there's a price tag that you can attach to that.
And we're our kids advocates, which should be a topic for the coming topics.
But that's a different topic.
Ooh.
And you?
You guys just reminded me of something. I met my husband 30 years ago today.
Wow.
Wow.
I just wrapped it up with how much weight we've lost and what we've gained.
Oh, I've lost 45 plus. Gained 5 and 10 here and there, but I'll be right back there. Thanks to this community.
I've released, because I don't like using the word lose, because what you lose, you gain back. I released 85 pounds and I have gained my freedom. Something I never thought possible. I opened the doors to different opportunities, and here I am, 6 years later.
It's beautiful.
Love you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, questions if you're watching the recording, and tag your friends, and bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.